Welcome along to Zooming with Driven, episode number 113, and the episode after Car of the Year. Well done, boys. It was a big week for you guys, I know that.
That's how the year is. It's pre-Car of the Year, then post-Car of the Year. That's the two parts of the year.
And we're here now, which is wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us for our motoring news webcast. It is, of course, a podcast as well, if you would prefer not to look at us. And I get that. It is Damien, David, and I am Sam. And as we do every week, we kick it off with the news. But we can't do that without thanking our sponsor, Honda, with the price promise guarantee. One price, the best price. Right, who's in charge of news?
I'll kick it off. I'm not going to be in charge, but I'll definitely start it.
Right.
I went and had a go in the new Range Rover Sport, which is like, we know the full, it's quite confusing because the full-size Range Rover, the big luxury one, that's like huge, that's called the Range Rover. Then you've got the slightly smaller version that's called the Range Rover Sport. Mm-hmm. So the smaller one's got the bigger name. But this is a third generation Range Rover Sport. So the smaller one takes all of the tech, all of the quality, the powertrains and everything. They all come from the big Range Rover. It's just packaged into a smaller, more driver-oriented machine. Mm-hmm. And it was really good. Had a bit of a drive of it around my old homeland in Central Otago over the weekend. Really impressive thing. Not cheap. Starts at 180 grand, goes right up to $250,000.
Yeah.
Diesel's still a big thing in Range Rover Sport, which might surprise some people, but diesel still works for a vehicle like that. Still tows 3.5 tons, so it tows as much as a 1 ton ute. There's a petrol V8 still, but it's the new BMW twin turbo V8, like the big Range Rover's got.
Is that the same in the X5 then?
Be a similar engine, similar base, yeah. So we only drove the diesel, just I'll put that out there right now. So the P530 is the twin turbo V8. That's the first edition model, so you can buy that for a year. But also, what's come along at launch are the 2 plug-in hybrid electric vehicle versions. So there's actually 2 of them with 2 different power outputs. The top one's got all the fancy biz. It's got 4-wheel steering. It's got what they call a Stormer handling pack with all the fancy stuff. Yeah. And the big Range Rover and the small Range Rover have got a really big battery now. It's got a claimed 113 kilometres of EV range. So that is plenty. Yep. It's got a bigger battery than some like pure electric hatchbacks.
Yeah, sure.
So it's big. But it's and it looks quite surreal actually. They keep banging on about reductive design, but it's very clean looking.
What's reductive design?
Reductive is just taking all of the ornamentation off it, which they've done with the big Range Rover and the Sport as well.
Yeah.
Actually, more when you see it in person than in pictures. When you see it in person, it looks quite surreal on the road, the Sport, because it's just got just completely smooth surfaces, really flush glass and everything. It's actually really beautiful. And in a dark colour, it almost looks like a ghost car. There's just nothing on it. So, really, a really interesting vehicle. Very, very quick drive. We had a couple of hours in it around Central Otago, but a bit of off-tarmac stuff. It's obviously as good as ever off-tarmac. They really do incredible things. It's much too nice to go scraping it along bushes and rocks and things, but
everyone does that in a $250,000.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So interesting day.
That's my car right there.
That's your car?
Oh yeah. If I
could see you in one of those.
Yeah, if I had limitless resources.
So actually, one thing that might make it less suitable for you, the Sport is now 5-seat only. So previously you could get a third row seating in the Sport. Mm-hmm. So the 7-seat option's kind of moved to the big Range Rover now. So it's a 5-seater only. So just that idea of focusing it a bit more on being more of a driver's car, if you can call a 2.5 ton SUV a driver's vehicle, but they are incredible on the road too. Yeah, and they go like stink.
Wonderful.
And so we'll lighten it up a bit. There's quite a good story we ran on driven.co.nz this week. Volkswagen in Italy had a little bit of an Instagram blunder. So you've heard about this because you're smiling. So I can't surprise you.
You can't surprise me, but it's still wonderful.
So Volkswagen in Italy is...
I got it off your site and used it on radio. It's so good. Yeah.
So it's Volkswagen Italia. So I don't need to show this to Sam, but I'll show it to the viewers. Volkswagen Italia, their Instagram handle is this, which has been noted by a number of people. But I think it's a case of all publicity is good publicity. They've actually had a lot of fun with it, and a lot of people have said, no, don't change the handle, keep it. Why not?
Yeah, everyone at first thought it was a new model, the Volkswagen Genitalia. Well, everyone was wondering what it looked like. Yeah, so, wonderful stuff.
The conversation only goes downhill from here, so we'll move on. And we just want to give a mention. There's been a NZTA registration scam going around, and it's been going around for a couple of years. I had one of these in 2020. I think just about everyone in the office has had it.
I've had multiple, and I don't even own a car. So.
That's right. Well, I do own a car, and it almost fooled me. So it's a phishing scam, basically. Mm-hmm. Emails purporting to be from NZTA asking people to renew their registrations. Click on this link. Obviously a huge scam. but quite convincing. Like, it looks really realistic. I'd just bought my car and I was annoyed. I thought the dealership had only registered it for 3 months or something because I was getting this reminder, but it turned out to be a total scam. So just a couple of, obviously, if there's any doubt, don't touch the email and just go to the source, go to NZTA and check if you think your registration is due. But these are a few tips from NZTA on just what to look out for with phishing emails. Obviously, check your registration expiry date on the label. That's obvious, but it's a simple thing to do. NZTA emails always have the expiry date of your registration in the email. So if that's not there, that's a huge red flag.
Okay.
Because obviously they have your information, they have details. It'll usually have the specific details of your vehicle make and plate number, obviously. The one I got didn't have that, but I was still fooled. I didn't think to actually look for that. Check the email address it's come from, which is very easy to see. Only reminders from NZTA, they come from nzta.govt.nz. So if it hasn't come from there, that's another huge red flag. And just another little tip, if there are links in the email, obviously don't click on them, but when you hover over them, you can see that it doesn't take you, because when you hover over a link in an email, obviously it shows you where it's going to take you. And if it's not taking you to nzta.govt.nz, then it's probably a fake as well. But there's so many of these things around.
You think you're too good to be scammed, and literally I got caught yesterday. I got Amazon Prime called me up and said $90 would be deducted from my account if I don't give them a call. So I called them. It wasn't them. They said, what's your email? I gave them my email. And then at that point, I was like, hang on a second. But they're very good, aren't they?
They are. They look like some of these are quite realistic, and they've actually morphed because they've been going for a couple of years. But the newer versions that are doing the rounds now are different to the original ones in 2020. So they're still trying. So
there's no spelling mistakes in the new ones.
No, that's right. They have fixed some spelling mistakes, like transport is spelled correctly, for example. Yeah.
Damien, what do you got?
I've got one for you, Sam.
Okay.
This is absolutely perfect for you. It's a new apartment complex being built in Auckland. It's called One St. Stephen's. It's 27 apartments, 6 floors, very high end, very luxury stuff, but it's got a special little secret about it. That the parking basement, 2 stories underground for parking. It's been specially designed by the Giltrap Group.
Oh, yes.
To get supercars in.
Right.
Because the Giltrap Group, when they built their new headquarters a couple of years back on Great North Road, had to specially design the ramp for access for supercars. And so they've done the same thing for this apartment complex. Every apartment comes with 2 car parks or 3, depending on how much you want to spend, except for the penthouse called The One, which comes, let me get this description right, showroom garaging with 6 oversized car parks and the option for more if the owner's collection requires it.
Wow, fantastic.
So it's a very nice looking apartment complex. But
it's still underground? It's not one of those ones that'll lift your car up into your lounge?
No, it's not quite one of those. Well, that would be cool.
Imagine that at my place, eh?
That's incredible. I haven't been to the apartment block, but I've been to the Giltrap building, obviously, and the ramp there is incredible.
Is amazing.
It's like a wave that just goes up. There's no, because I hate it when I scrape my supercar bumper.
Yeah, me too. I was just thinking if I owned one of those apartments that had the lift, imagine that, the Kia Carnival coming
Carnival
in the lounge. Look at my Kia Carnival.
And the kids could just eat in the Carnival and not come into the house.
That's exactly it. Right, we're at a game. Right, let's get into it. What's the game called?
Guess what?
Guess what?
Guess what? I'm not asking you to guess
what the game's called.
Guess what the game's called, no, it's called Guess What, and it's based around the idea of I will read you a description of a car from a movie or a TV series that was used in that movie or TV series to describe the car. And you have to guess the movie and the car.
The movie and the car?
Yes. I expect both.
I'm going to be terrible at this.
Okay. Names as buzzers?
If you wish.
Okay.
Okay. So this is we'll start off easy.
Sam's got his pen ready because he's got his pen ready.
I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes.
He's taking notes, Okay, this is the easy one. The way I see it, if you're going to build a time machine into a car, why not do it with some style?
Well, that's the DeLorean from
Back to the Future.
Right. Okay. It's got a cop motor, 440 cubic inch plate.
That's Blues Brothers.
That is.
Monaco police car.
Good though. Good. Like, at least you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I do. I'm not cheating.
No, you're doing well.
He came round to my desk as well.
Yeah,
I have walked past his desk
and I did like hide the screen multiple times. So no, he didn't see anything. He's just a big nerd like me. Okay. She's the last of the V8s. She sucks nitro, phase 4 head, twin overhead cams.
Sam, Fast and the Furious?
No.
Carry on.
Close. 600 horsepower through the wheels.
No, you got me.
No, got them both.
Dean's putting his hand up in the background.
Steen?
Mad Max.
Mad Max.
Absolutely,
Mad Max?
there's Mad Max.
Right,
Yep.
okay. Do I get a point for killing the moth?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
so
very
why
good.
not?
That was annoying me too. It was right in front of my face.
Okay, now they're going to get harder. Although maybe this one. Okay. Just remember,
Okay.
you are a big nerd.
I just
like
want
me.
one. That's all I want.
You'll
You
surely.
got, well, you got one.
You almost got one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a one-of-a-kind car, Mr. Long.
David, that's got to be the truckster from.
No. You are wrong.
Okay.
It's a one-of-a-kind car, Mr. Long. It is the fastest, safest, strongest car in the world. It is also completely fuel efficient and is operated entirely by microprocessors, modern reference, which make it virtually impossible for it to be involved in any mishap or collision, unless, of course, specifically so ordered by its pilot.
I don't know this. I don't know
Sam,
this.
Star Wars.
No.
Okay.
No.
Mr. Long.
Mr. Long. What was Michael Knight's name before he became Michael Knight?
Right.
Is it from the Knight Rider pilot?
Kit.
Yeah, yes, that is right.
Knight
greatest car
Industries
of all.
2000, yeah.
Yes.
And do you know, it's so nice to see that the steering wheel of Kit coming through.
Coming
in some
through
of
the-
the yeah,
yeah.
modern cars.
Yes.
We've been waiting a long time.
Completely impractical as it
Yeah.
is.
It is,
doing
you
on
can't-
this. That's ridiculous.
You can,
Yeah.
Have you ever driven one? Because you can't do a
I've seen videos of people trying to drive
a 3-point
them
turn.
fast, and it's like, no, you can't.
Apparently,
Yeah.
Toyota have done it. They've done like very variable
Yeah,
ratios.
so
So
it's
there's
not many
there's
turns,
you only
lots a
turn
lot.
a little bit,
Oh,
whereas the
okay.
Tesla one is literally just
Yeah, it's a fixed
on a normal
ratio.
steering
I
wheel.
would
So you've
put up
got
with
to
it
put
though.
that.
I would put up with it just because it's
bet
so
you
cool.
wouldn't.
I would. So cool.
I think we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
We have got a bit off topic. Okay. Okay. Everybody could relax. I found the car. It needs some suspension work and shocks and brakes, brake pads, lining, steering box, transmission, rear
Sam.
end.
Lightning McQueen.
No.
Cars.
I thought Andrew was back for a moment. then. Okay.
Throwing it out there.
No guesses?
Dean, go.
No, he's making a face, but he doesn't know.
Doesn't know it.
It's Ecto 1.
It is Ecto 1. Dean got that.
What's Ecto 1?
Ecto 1. Ghostbusters.
Ah, okay. Dean watches a lot of TV.
Yeah.
I know. Dean should have been
Yeah.
in this one. Yeah.
A lot or too much, perhaps.
Well, this is possibly possibly a hard one, possibly not. It's not actually from a description in the TV series, and I've given you away there. It's from a song, the soundtrack to the TV series about the car.
Everywhere you go. Full House. And it's some kind of American thing. Convertible red.
I won't sing it. I'm a knight like the kind in shining armor, with my polished body gleaming. I'm a fighter and a charmer. If trouble comes your way, just ask for me. My friends all know me as...
A really cool car. I don't know. Dean knows this
Dean
one
knows.
too.
TV show. I'm going to go with the big red car from The Wiggles.
Good try. No, it's General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard. And even
General
rhymes.
Lee.
What song is that from?
That is
go?
from General Lee by Johnny Cash.
You have to sing it.
I'm not
How does it
singing
go?
it.
I'm a knight.
And he's looking at
Johnny Cash has got no right to sing a song about the General Lee.
That was from the sound. I had the soundtrack on cassette.
Was that ever used in the TV series?
Yes.
Waylon
I'm
Jennings
assuming
sang
it
the
was.
theme. to
The theme
is
song
it?
was, but the soundtrack from the.
Okay.
Are there more?
But there is. I have cut the last one off. But anyway, we've got one more.
Okay.
This is one that might trip you up. Okay. The very latest might trip you up.
Yeah, not like all the
not like
others.
all
They
the
were
others.
really
Really
easy.
super easy.
Yeah.
The very latest in interception countermeasures: titanium armor, a multitasking heads-up display, and 6 beverage cup
That's a
holders.
James Bond reference, and that is a Pierce Brosnan movie, and that is I'm Stalling for Time. That is John Cleese, so that's got to be a BMW Z8.
You are very.
I got a point.
Well done.
I got a point.
David got a point.
Nice work. Games aren't easy.
They're
And you've
not
done
easy,
well.
and I made that harder than it possibly should have been, but you know,
I'm actually disappointed I didn't know Ghostbusters.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a
Thank you,
bonus
Ollie.
one.
Okay.
You think you hate it now? Wait till you drive it.
The A-Team.
No.
Mr. T.
I don't know that one.
That is the Wagon Queen family truckster from National Lampoon's Vacation.
My incorrect guess.
Very
All
good.
right.
Well done. You're the winner again. You pretty much won.
You did
every
win,
game.
yes.
Although Dean might have won.
I think
Dean could have.
Dean might have won, but he's not
Given
here.
Dean's pained expression off to the side there.
Right, Prince Edition this week.
Opel Mokka E. So we've talked about Opels quite a bit this year, actually. But first drive of the Mokka E, and a little bit of info about the rest of the Opel range, actually, because there's a full range of cars coming next year. Astras and Corsas and other things. Grandlands, which is an SUV. So all about that.
I saw the Opel set up on the North Shore as part of the Mercedes dealership the other day.
Yes, Armstrong dealership with Mercedes, Opel, Peugeot and Citroen probably.
Yeah, wonderful new setup. Well done to them.
It's very impressive building.
Can't have been cheap, on Fred Thomas Drive there. Anything else you'd like to mention in the print edition?
No.
Right, fantastic. Next week, we're getting into the top 20 stories of 2022. We're going to count them down over 2 episodes. It's going to be fantastic. Thank you for your support. If you haven't got amongst our email, remember, driven.co.nz, top right-hand side, register for our email, and we'll give you everything you need to know in terms of the world of motoring. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you to Honda for sponsoring our show, and we'll see you next week.